One of the most powerful ways to deepen empathy with your child is to practice seeing the world through their eyes. Children experience life very differently than we do, not because they're stubborn or dramatic, but because their brains and body are still developing. And understanding their perspective doesn't make you permissive, it makes you wise. It makes you softer, calmer, and more connected. Today, in episode 2, we're talking about your child's world feels like for them on the inside and how this understanding helps you respond with compassion instead of control. Welcome to another episode in the area, Understanding Their World, Curiosity Over Control. And this video is all about seeing through their eyes. So, kids aren't mini adults. Children don't think like adults, they don't process emotion like adults, they don't regulate like adults, and they're not supposed to. Their brains are still under construction, especially the parts that handle impulse control, emotional regulation, frustration management, problem solving, reasoning during stress. So when a child melts down, talks back, or can't transition quickly, it's not a sign of defiance. It's usually a sign of development. So, to a child, 5 minutes feels like 30. A broken toy feels like a heartbreak. Changing activities feels like losing control. Sharing feels like giving up something precious. And wait feels like being forgotten. And when you understand this, their behavior starts to make sense and your frustration softens into empathy. A lot of times when I'm around a young child that's either, a family member or a friend and they're acting up, and I do see the parents getting a bit frustrated, I often try to just break the ice or whatever you want to say by just saying, like, oh, you should tell them to stop acting like a 2 year old. And it's not to make fun of the parents, of course, it's to remind everybody in the room that a 2 year old, 3 year old, 6 year old, 10 year old, and even a teen will oftentimes act their age, and they have developmental steps that they go through. And as parents, when we get into our own flow of things, we tend to forget this. And oftentimes we are expecting our children to act older than they really are in the moment. So, how the world feels to your child. Children live much closer to their senses and emotions than adults do. Their experiences feel bigger, louder, and more immediate. And here's what that means: emotions flood their whole body. Child doesn't feel a little frustrated, they feel overwhelmed and don't yet have the tools to manage it. They focus intensely on one thing at a time. You're saying put your shoes on while they're building Legos feels like you're ripping them out of their world. They interpret your tone as truth. You sigh, you raised eyebrow, you're impatient. They read it as, are you mad at me? Not because they're sensitive, but because they're emotionally attuned. They rely on your regulation. Your calm body becomes their safe space. Your presence becomes their anchor. And when you step into their emotional world with curiosity, oh, that felt really big to you, didn't it? You're telling them, I see you, you make sense, and you're not alone. Here's a reflection prompt. What moment today became easier once I saw it through my child's eyes? And then adjusting expectations with compassion. When you understand development, you parent with more gentleness, not because you lower boundaries, but because you raise compassion. So instead of stop whining, try you're struggling, I'm right here. Instead of you know better, try this feels hard, let's breathe together. Instead of hurry up, try transitions are tough, I'll help you. This shift won't just change your child, it will change you because our perspectives are changing and our understanding is changing. So you will notice fewer power struggles, more cooperation, deeper trust, softer communication, fewer emotional explosions, more moments of connection. Because when your child feels understood, they stop fighting for control and start leaning into you for support. Here's a parent practice. Once a day, pause and ask yourself, what does this moment feel like in my child's world? And this one question will transform the way you respond. You don't need to be a perfect parent. You just have to be a present one. And presence starts with understanding. This week, try looking at one challenging moment through your child's perspective. See what shifts, see what softens, see what opens inside both of you. And here's a journal prompt. What moments feel bigger to my child than they do to me? In episode 3, we'll explore the story underneath behavior, how every action your child takes is a window into their inner world. Until then, remember, curiosity builds empathy, empathy builds trust, and trust builds lifelong connection. And here we are at the comment section. Comment on anything you want in this video, anything to do with curiosity over control, anything with parenting, both wins and struggles. Somebody out there may have gone through your struggle and they may have some really great advice, and then we can cheer you on with your win. And if you're having a hard time thinking of what to comment, use the journal prompt above. If this video resonated with you, take a breath before you go. Let what you heard sink in. You're not alone on this journey, and you definitely don't have to do it all at once. If you're feeling it, give this video a like so others can find it more easily. Share it with somebody who you think could benefit from it. Subscribe for new content of every week and every day. And remember, here it's tiny steps, real talk, and honest healing. And I've created some journals, a kid's workbook and book to just go hand in hand with these videos to help increase healthy behaviors, decrease any unhealthy behaviors, and to help us maybe become aware of some things we weren't aware of. And once again, I'd like to thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and I hope you have a great day.